Oh, good morning,
Hey, good morning.
everyone.
Can you hear
Good
me?
Good
morning.
morning, everyone.
I don't have a link.
Oh, okay. Terry will get that right over
Okay,
to you. Dr. Tachi needs a
I will
link.
sure that happened. I thought I sent it this morning, but I'll send it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, and strategies to help you build a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. Today is Friday, and today we talk tech, social media, and media in whatever news that has happened during the week. And there are things to talk about. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Um, let's see. I'm pushing buttons, and welcome to everybody who is listening live and on the replay. For those of you who are in Clubhouse, welcome, welcome. All of you from Dryer Buzz's room earlier. I see Glow, Carolyn, Lashonda. Hi, Terry, Emini. Good to see you here too. And Cheryl, Dr. Tachi, of course. Okay, so TJ will be in with us shortly. And Terralina Austin is here with us. And we're going to get started with this day in tech history. I like history. And so you guys get to share some tech history with me. Let me see where I want to start. April 6, 1992, Microsoft releases Windows 3.1, priced at $149, selling 3 million copies over the next 2 months. Windows 3.1 added multimedia extensions, allowing support for sound cards, MIDI, and CD audio. Super VGA 800 by 600 monitors, and increased the speed of modem it would support to 9600 BPS. For many of us that were into computers back in the day, it was the first version of Windows we actually used. And hey, Drybuzz, and this is the author talking, the author of this blog talking. Um, it was the first version of Windows we actually used, as previous versions were still gaining consumer acceptance, and Windows 95 wasn't released until 3 years later. So that is Microsoft Windows. Mm-hmm. April 7th, 1964, IBM launches the System 360 mainframe architecture, which comprised of 6 compatible models, complete with 40 peripherals. The line dubbed the 360 because it addressed all types and sizes of customer, cost IBM over $5 billion to develop it, and it is widely considered one of the riskiest business gambles of all time. This is in 1964. Up until this time, computer systems, even from the same manufacturer, were generally incompatible with each other. Software and peripherals from old systems would not work with new systems. This stifled acceptance and deployments of new systems, as business customers were hesitant to lose their investments in their current systems. By developing a mutually compatible series of mainframes, customers were assured that their investments would not be lost if they purchased further System 360 models. IBM's gamble paid off handsomely, as in just the first 3 months of release, IBM will receive $1.2 billion in orders. And
that's some serious orders.
Some serious orders. Yeah, that was 1964 too. That so
Real
1.2 billion. We do 1.2 billion here in a heartbeat, and nobody blinks. But back in 1964, and the computer couldn't be on your desk either. Wow. Okay. April 9th, 1959, NASA announces the selection of the United States' first 7 astronauts: Scott Carpenter, Gordon Cooper, John Glenn, Gus Grissom, Wally Schirra, Alan Shepard, and Donald Slayton. The 7 were chosen from 110 applicants to participate in the Mercury program, the nation's first manned space program. The news media quickly dubs the group the Mercury 7. And on May 5th, 1961, Shepard will become the first American in space during the flight of Freedom 7. And that is your week in tech history.
I'm telling Dr. Tachi I need that top. I love it.
I'm telling Dr. Tachi I need that top. I love it.
Okay, Doc, we can't hear you.
So,
unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
Okay, we got an echo somewhere. Sorry. Okay, we got an echo somewhere. Sorry.
And I think it's me.
There we go. There we go.
Is that better?
okay. So, hey, TJ.
Morning.
Hey, TJ.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh, we got friends over here.
Good morning.
Hey,
Yeah,
Echo?
and
Yeah, the echo is still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
The echo is still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
okay.
Where are we that we're not normally, Fran?
Where are we that we're not normally, Fran?
We're not anywhere else. We're in the same place. How is that better?
Hello. Yes, I can't hear myself.
I don't
twice.
hear echo
Yes,
on my
I can't hear
end.
myself twice.
The echo is
there it
still
is.
Echo
there.
for the
I
replay.
don't
For the
hear
play.
echo.
Echo for the
It's a-
replay. For the play.
It's a,
Is Facebook down? Is the volume on Facebook down?
Facebook down? Is the volume on Facebook down?
I don't think I have Facebook open. Let me double check something here
Okay.
because I do not have Facebook open, but let me see what else I got open here.
While she's doing that, I want to give a shout out to Tim.
How about, is
over here.
that
I want to give
better?
a shout out to Tim over here.
Still there.
Hey, Tim Gillette, is this better?
Still there.
Tim Gillette's in the house. Carlos is in the house.
Carlos is in the house.
Carlos says he
You know what?
remembers.
Carlos says
Sorry.
he
You know what?
remembers.
Sorry.
Mhm.
You
I was
only
gonna
hear
say
that
go
if I
out
talk.
Remember my first
I
mobile
was gonna
computer.
say go out
Remember my first
and
mobile
and then come back in and see if that solves the
and
echo
then
problem.
come back in and see if that solves the echo problem.
Okay, because you only hear when I'm talking, right?
No, we don't hear it when you're talking.
No,
we only hear it when
when
we're
each
talking.
one of us.
We only hear it
we
when we're
when
talking.
each one of us.
Okay.
Carlos says
So you
somebody's
want me to
browser's
go out
on
and come
Facebook.
back
Carlos
in?
says somebody's browser's on Facebook.
Oh, probably mine. Hold on. Let me close
Oh,
this
probably
because I was
mine.
sending links.
Close
Is that
this.
any
I'm
better?
Sending links. Is that any better?
All right, let's see. All right,
Hello.
let's see. Nope, still there.
Still there.
Still there.
Still there.
Okay.
Hmm.
I
And
know
your
when I-
volume is down on Facebook, right?
And your volume is down on Facebook, right?
Well, I'm not on Facebook anymore.
Okay.
I'm just on
I'm not on
StreamYard.
Facebook anymore.
And
And
neither
I-
am I.
And a couple of news articles,
You see.
but it's still echoing.
I'm
It's still there.
that.
But it's still
Mhm.
echoing.
Still there.
Okay, stand
So
by.
Club-
Let me see if this
Clubhouse
I'm
room.
done.
What is Carlos talking about?
Clubhouse. What is Carlos talking about?
So is it still there?
Carlos
still
trying to.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
Still there.
okay. How about there?
Yes.
Still there.
Still there?
Hello.
See, okay, y'all. Everybody here. We're
Mhm.
playing in the sandbox, so we're trying to figure out.
Carlos said Dr. Doc.
Francine,
Camera.
what if you try to go out and come back in?
What if you try to go out and come back in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hi, Anna.
All
How you
right,
doing?
stand by, let me get
Hi,
out.
Anna. How you doing?
Okay, let's
All right.
talk now.
Hello, everybody.
It was Francine.
It's Fran.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's because she's in so many places today. She's got us in Clubhouse, etc. Well, while we're waiting for Francine, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my first wonderful article over here. Oh, here she is. Let's see if we still have an echo when she comes back in. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Is that me?
Hello.
I'm
Yes.
back.
The echo is still there.
Yes. The echo
But
is still
when you
there.
left,
And
we
it's
didn't
you.
have an
Okay,
echo.
so
When
was
you
it?
left,
and
we
it's
didn't
you.
have an echo.
Okay,
No, it
so
was
let
when
me
you
find
left.
out where I'm echoed.
No, it was when you left.
Okay, so let me find out where I'm at. And TJ or Dr. Tachi, I'm gonna let you all be live on Clubhouse.
Okay.
I need one of you guys to be live on Clubhouse.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go back out and check something.
Okay, Clubhouse. I can't really hear what you all are saying because I have to keep the volume down so we don't get an echo. But welcome to Biz Chicks Tech Life Weekly with the Tech Divas. And actually, you because I don't think they're able to hear you now, probably.
Not unless we turn them up.
Yeah, because and then you're coming through headphones. So let's see. So Carolina, you were go ahead.
I was gonna say, so when you talk, if you're going to let them talk, you got to unplug your earphones so we can hear them.
Right.
No, it's okay. I got it. She don't have to.
Oh,
don't
okay.
unplug
Oh, you
anything. I'll do
TJ
it.
got
All right.
I'm here.
See?
All right. So Terry is here. She has saved the day. Here I come to save the day. You remember where that's from?
Thank you, TJ. Oh, answers we are crunching off the tech. Yes, we are over here. Okay. All right. I want to share today a little something from BBC News that I thought was kind of interesting. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I don't know. Are you all? I don't know if Clubhouse is hearing it. Are they? Because you're on mute, Terry.
Okay, so I just took myself off. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to share my screen here in just a moment to show you what's going on here with, I like BBC News. Okay. Can you guys see this?
Yes. Elon Musk article.
Yes. Shows the monkey playing pong with his mind. Okay. They have a company called Neuralink, and Elon Musk had showed an experiment with this monkey playing pong with his mind because they put an implant in his brain. And what they're doing is they're mapping the pathways for what it took for him to operate the joystick so that they can replicate those things and try to implant them eventually in persons who are paraplegic.
Carolina, hold on a second. Fran in Clubhouse, mute yourself in Clubhouse. Fran, if Fran can hear me. Thank you. Okay, now go ahead, Carolina.
And so they hope to use this technology to help persons who are paralytic or have other types of impairments so that they can now be able to use their computers. They'd be able to surf the net and other things just by using their brain. And I thought this was phenomenal. What do you guys think about this?
I'm waiting for now. Elon Musk is an enemy of the people. PETA, I should say. As soon as you said that, yes, with the monkey. Right? As soon as you said that, I was like, PETA now hates Elon Musk. If they didn't before, they hate him now. It is fascinating, but I'm wondering,
be able to map the brain like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they can't use people. So, then they got stuff going on with some other animals also. But nevertheless, to try to do this mapping situation.
Right.
But
this is not right.
But there is a possibility to be able to use this type of brain mapping to help persons who have disabilities. So there we go. What do you?
That's true. That's true, and I get it.
Tachi's got an opinion here.
That's true, and I am not like a PETA person necessarily because I'm like, well, can you fight that hard for people who are underrepresented? But I digress. Yes. But I'm like, you would spend all this time throwing paint on fur, but are you working to save people? But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know that this is the best I think it's interesting, but the monkey came through it. So why did they not think they could do this on a human who volunteered to do it?
Well,
I'm just
a volunteer, I guess. But
right. I mean, the monkey couldn't volunteer. There's no consent given, and we're in this age of consent. If you are asking, no, seriously, if we're asking from consent because we're going now into the age of robotics, and we're asking for consent from androids, there's been articles about now in the future because of AI and machine learning and their thinking, we now have to get consent from androids. Okay, if you're doing this for robots and machines, and then now looking at the idea of consent, you then have erased everything morally by using people who or beings that cannot give consent in these types of things.
Mercy.
That's just me.
There you go. Who knew?
We got some comments, Terralina.
Okay, let me look over here on StreamYard because I'm in a different what do you call it? View.
Let's see. Okay, hold on. I got you. There.
Okay. It says, let's see. Let me go up to where it starts. Where do these comments start? Woo.
Let's see.
Okay, it started after the echo back.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start here. Should we start here?
Yeah.
Well, she says we're crunching the tech, and it says, so Anne asks, not dangerous, is it? I really don't know.
She said danger mouse.
Danger mouse.
I think she was referring to what I was singing.
Oh, about Mighty Mouse.
Okay, here
it was Mighty Mouse. Yeah,
here it is.
Okay, thank you. Beat the Monkey Pong is still faster than ours on the early PCs. Okay, I remember Pong also. Okay, excellent for adaptive tech. Okay, so someone thinks this is a way to use tech to improve things. I'm presuming that's what you're saying, Anna. And she goes on to say, if they reward the monkey handsomely, they'll be able to ask if he's good with it. Meaning,
and they share a banana emoji because that's their reward is a banana.
Okay, it says someone says, I need that. My brain is broken. Okay.
Yeah,
that's not my confession. Okay.
No.
Your hand dexterity is still more fine-tuned at the moment. That's true. But they're trying to find solutions for persons who aren't able to use their hands, who may be quadriplegic or have motor limitations.
Yes.
Let's see here. Might be more ethics loops to jump through. I'm sure. And she's talking about in terms of using humans. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That would be definitely. The whole thing is unethical on its surface. But how do you get away from using another living being to test this? And then, I think the ethics in there comes when it comes to ethics in animals. Do we have the right to impose this on an animal the paying handsomely is a banana, but they don't have that level of, well, your bananas are really not worth my brain function. Okay.
You can't. Well, this I know, and I know this is going to upset a lot of people, but I'm not taking a poll with the chickens. The chicken is going in the pot. Okay.
No, but that's a different thing. You're right. Okay, that's a different thing altogether.
They got to go. Okay, this is I'm afraid to have them do that. Who knows what will show up? Okay, that's true. And then Anna says, problem Apple products and burritos. I'm not sure I understand what this is about, Anna. Okay, and then we have someone says adaptive technology for ADA disabled communities, wheelchair bound, etc. Yes, and that is the objective. Yolanda's in the house. How you doing, Yolanda? We're in a place where humans will sign up for any incentives. Okay, you got a point, Yolanda. People seem to be volunteering for just about everything. So Are we ready for the next one?
Mhm.
Y'all trust me
Yeah.
with the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is about
Okay, am I still
business.
echoing?
And can you see the screen changing?
Am I still echoing?
E-
Am I still echoing?
The
Yes.
sound, the volume is very
The
low
volume is low.
and it's still echoing.
That is still
Yes.
echoing.
Mhm.
Okay. So, but
Okay.
Anna has a point.
Hold on, Clubhouse. We got some tech issues to work out. Okay. Well, I didn't weigh in, so I'll weigh in. This is showing the path of biotech, where we are using tech to resolve health issues or physical disabilities or those kind of things. So tech is getting into the point where it's solving problems that humans have, and that's really what it should be used for. Solving the problems that we have as humans and society, helping those who are, it's kind of like, well, that will elevate people who have disabilities who can't, you know what I'm trying to say, that tech
Yes,
is
they'll actually be able
equalizer.
to. They say they'll actually be able to game, not just do the regular surfing of the net, etc., and guiding their clicks, etc., but they'll be able to participate in some fun activities at a really high level once this is resolved.
Right. And
Okay.
so tech is here to help us. Let's say that again. Tech is here to help us if it's used in the right way by the right person on the company that has altruistic intentions. So you see the end result of this, helping someone who can't do something that everyone else can do. So it's like a level playing field equalizer. But I'm not saying tech is perfect. I'm not saying that, because there's other parts of society where.
And I'm not saying medicine is perfect, Terry. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying
There's
that
a lot of
for clarification, because I'm always saying tech this and that, but there's good and bad. It's a tool, good and bad. A screwdriver, good and bad. It's a tool. It depends on your intention and how you intend to use it. So there is opportunity for people who couldn't be involved in things, or people were left out. Now they can join everyone on this platform and experience the good side of it. There are bad. There are people that are want to do bad with it. That's why we have the
good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right. That's why we have movies where there's the bad, the person using tech for bad. That's there. I'm just saying that there's an opportunity here for good, which is what I love.
Exactly. So here we go. Here's my next article. Let me put this up, see if I can add this to the stream. Okay. This is all about pay by the minute. So I'm going to magnify this. Yes. And get in here and see if I can. Do you see these little booths?
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it.
These little booths have been very popular in Japan. They're now being used in Singapore, and they cost about $3 an hour to rent these booths. And what they are offices. These booths are a tight fit, but it makes some people feel claustrophobic. But now you don't really have to work from home. We have shared workspaces. Now we've got cubicles that you can rent. And I think $3 an hour is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Let me give you some
so
other
this
views.
Is the in between going to the office and staying at home. You're not really going to the office where there's a bunch, you could get distractions from your coworkers, but you're not at home getting distractions from home.
Yeah, and you're not at Starbucks with other stuff going on.
You know what this reminds me of? When I was in college, you can go to the library and go to the little room you study, and it was just you.
You had the little study room. Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah.
And they have these little rooms in some libraries too.
They do. I remember when in 2012, I went to Social Media Week New York, and they were one of the, not this particular maker, but the person who came up, has, not the person, but a company that had similar type of cubicle workspaces or private workspaces was a sponsor. And I went in there and it was free for us, obviously, because, it was part of the conference. But it was so relaxed. It actually had kind of like mood lighting in there. And it was great because I was able to make phone calls. And so you're like on the conference floor where everything is going on, but you were like kind of away from everything. And I was in there for a good hour because, they limited you to an hour, and I got so much done. So I think those are, if you're not claustrophobic, it's a great way to actually get work done. Even if you're in the thick of things, you feel like you are private and away.
Now they do have another size, ladies. Let me see if I can scroll down to a window. That shows a little bigger booth where you can actually have two people in there. Like if you have a meeting, and they're putting them in malls, in bus stations, airports, so you could have a meeting in between flights, or you could, meet someone at the mall and sign documents or whatever. But what do you think of that?
Yeah, because this could be a one use, like we said, instead of doing a WeWork or shared space kind of thing where you have to pay by the week or the month. This one you do by the hour, which I think is a good idea. There's a use for it.
Mm-hmm. And they even have some businesses that are allowing their staff to use these spaces and charge it to the company. Just to switch up the environment because everybody's working from home. Some people might not feel safe coming back to the office, whatever.
Right. So we got some comments, Terry. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
My question about that is that in terms of safety is like, so what is it like in this age of COVID-19 and arguably other pathogens and germs? How are we handling that, I wonder?
They said they have wipes, but is that really enough? Hey, if I'm taking my Air and Surface Pro and hooking it up. I'm like, you know what? I need to know the air in here is done.
Right.
Or something's working on it to purify it. And I don't know. So I'm sure that they're going to be telling their customers in light of all this going on right now, how they're keeping the air safe.
Makes sense.
Okay, Anna says tiny scale shelf space idea. I guess. Yes, it is like tiny houses, right? Our editing bays were much larger than these. Okay. And she says, how are these going to jive with Rona social distancing, which is what you said, Tachi? Yep, right. That's what I was thinking, she says.
Right.
That you want something in there that is working on that air, or that they have something in there that's purifying that air. So those are my two articles. I don't want to take us down too many rabbit holes this morning, but just it's something to think about, guys. Let me stop sharing.
Okay.
And so we're going to pass the torch to you, TJ. You want to tell us what you got up?
All right. So I
was
so involved with your stories, I forgot to bring up my screen share.
Okay, that happens.
Yeah, I was like, oh, the monkey story. Hey.
Now, Fran has something. She's got her hand up. How's the audio now? We can't hear you talk. Turn yourself up a little.
Am I still echoing?
Well, we don't know because you're so low.
You are still echoing. I hear it. It's still there.
I heard myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard myself. Okay.
Such
Anna,
is the wonders of tech.
Yeah, Anna says she has to bounce. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Anna.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
All
guys.
right,
I should have had these. I should have had these all.
Oh, that's okay.
No worries. That happens.
No, because there's one or two that I really need to show so you can see. So let me.
Okay. Do you want Tachi to share something while we're waiting?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tachi, you got something queued up you want to talk about?
So yeah, I'll talk about one of my things. So in light of the fact that is he Prince Philip, King Philip?
Prince
Prince.
You know, Prince
The
Philip.
Prince. You don't get to be the king when you're married
Yeah.
to the
Prince
queen.
Philip, because he married the queen, so he's like a consort.
Well, you know, I don't give a damn about their hierarchy. Those of you that were on Breakfast with Dryer. Those of you who were on Breakfast with Dryer Buzz this morning, I went on a tirade about the whole royal family. So
let's hear it. Let's hear it. We weren't in the
No, you don't want it. It was too much. But it needed to be said then. So, you know, I'm saying that to say they could take their hierarchy and take the 415 train to hell. I don't care.
Ooh,
but so he could be Prince, whatever. So, but in lieu of the fact that he passed away, unfortunately, this was an appropriate story that he passed away this morning. But the Crown, the series on Netflix, The Crown, actually got royal gains from Meghan's big interview with Oprah. So and this just came out from Nielsen, and we got this from Next TV. Viewership shot up 86% after she dinged Buckingham Palace
after the interview.
After the interview. Yeah, so actually Netflix should send a big thank you to Oprah and the Duchess of Sussex, or excuse me, the former Duchess of Sussex. People know I'm on here. Maybe they don't.
Oh, is she former? Do they?
Well,
take the
no, I don't think they take. I don't think they take.
They
the
still have the titles. They don't use them, but they
don't use them, but they still have a title.
Exactly.
I'm saying that. I'm saying former because in her mind, she's still former.
Because then I was going to want to know how does that work? But okay, cool. So the Duchess of Sussex, up the ante over there on Netflix. Cool.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, The Crown, which has not debuted an original episode since season 4 premiered back in November of last year, garnered a strong 449 million minutes of U.S. streaming for the week of March 8th through the 14th, according to Nielsen. So the 207-minute week-over-week increase was because of that interview. They've been able to establish that is the case. That happened on March 7th in CBS. So you could see March 7th it happened from March 8th through 14th. Everybody was going to watch The Crown because I watched the first season of The Crown, or the first few episodes of the season of The Crown. Did you have anybody? Okay, so what did you think about it? Did you think it had accuracies in terms of?
I don't know, because I wasn't necessarily looking for accuracy. I was looking for entertainment, and then I'm all about the clothes and the rituals. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, I just got bored with it. So that was that.
And I started watching The Crown because of the original, the younger Queen Elizabeth. I can't remember the actress who played her, but she also played one of the companions for Doctor Who. And I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, so I wanted to follow and see. I said, okay, this is interesting. Wow. But, I kind of fell out of, not that I was ever in love with it, but I just kind of stopped watching it. So I haven't kept up with it since they've had a change in cast for The Crown.
And then there's supposed to be a new change in cast this season, right?
Really?
The Queen is playing. It's not Olivia Colman. It's I forgot her name, but they're aging the cast. So
which makes sense,
right? Makes sense. So there'll be a new Prince Charles, I guess. I haven't caught up with the casting news, but I know that there's a new actress playing the Queen because they're aging all the characters.
Okay.
So.
Now, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Well, so this is, as Terry is, I'm sure you're ready by now, but the research reports that, this is the last thing I'll say about this. The research reports that viewers of The Crown were most attracted to the series' first season, which kind of lines up with Terry and myself, implying that the Oprah interview drove first-time watchers to start binging the show. So since it was the first season, that means it's first-time watchers. So very interesting how all of these real life events drive us to partake in the fantasy world of television and film.
And I'm going to say one thing about this past season of Crown, the latest one that everybody was talking about because Diana was there and everything. Some I know it's not this is the exact way it happened, but it touches upon like this. Some of this had to happen because they wrote it off of recollections from people who were involved, like the Margaret Thatcher part when she went to Sandringham that weekend, and they were like, it was like a class war between the aristocracy and her being working class or whatever. And then the part about Diana coming in, all of the little nuances that we've looked at in The Crown, and now because of the Harry and Meghan interview, and then people are starting to look closer, it's like, hey, it's kind of matching up with The Crown just a little bit, just a little bit. So it's like they were saying, well, The Crown, that's not historically accurate, and when that season came out, was it last year? I can't remember. Whenever the last season came out, they were saying, no, that's not right. That's not how it happened. And now here we are, 2021, and people going, wait a minute. You kind of see a little essence of how that family is and the things that they do. So you really can't say that The Crown is fictional, but it's not false, not completely false. So.
And I think that a lot of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think too that a lot of this is, it's fiction. Come on, people. And it's historical storytelling. So yeah. But nevertheless, it is sprinkled with the truth. And so you're going to see that. And I'm with
I only started paying attention
similarity.
Right, with Diana. A lot of Americans only pay attention to them because of Diana, and so
and I think that this is also just a case of, like you said, creative license. All television stories or all movies take this creative license. How many biographies and biopics do we see that they're doing it because there may be interesting points to people's lives, but not everything you do every day is interesting. This is why reality TV, they put a bomb in the room and wait for it to go off so that things can fall out, because everyday life is not that interesting.
Right.
It is not.
I'm going to put a bomb in the room and let it blow up, and that is this one. That we take a lot of creative licensing with history in the U.S. I taught U.S. history to high school students, and all the slaves weren't happy. Okay,
and I'm going to say the last thing on this Crown is we wouldn't care. The Americans wouldn't really care about the British royal family wasn't for Diana. Sorry, I'm just
exactly because that's when we started paying real attention.
Right, if she had the job, I was like, who?
And Fergie, when Fergie,
but Diana was because of the wedding and that's when it got our attention. So
it had been a while before we could see.
Before that, I was like, what?
Before that, there was some attention back in, what was it, the 40s? What is her name? The actress,
the Duke of Windsor, and he married.
Is it Faye Dunaway? Was it Faye Dunaway?
No. Who? You mean the actress Faye Dunaway?
She was married an American actress, and so there was an increased interest in the royal family at that time. But then again, it dies off. But I can't remember.
But that was a breakout.
I don't remember who it was, but the person that was supposed to be king, I forgot, Edward or something.
Edward
gave up the monarchy for marrying the divorced.
Correct.
Woman. I can't remember her name.
Correct.
Windsor.
So we're having a flashback or what?
But that was the 40s.
Yes.
Nobody was. America wasn't
because
thinking about
Meghan
that.
is a divorcee. Yeah.
We weren't thinking about that, and then they were dead. Well, not dead to us. I shouldn't have said that. They were over there, and we weren't paying attention until Diana showed up with her. The whole, I don't know what it was.
There was increased attention. Yes, there was definitely, it was bigger fanfare, etc. Because this wasn't a case of a royal denouncing the throne for, that wasn't that case. So it was, of course, there was more fanfare, but there was still a big, because think about it, in the 1930s, 1940s, we're still in a wartime mode. We're still looking at different things. We're still looking to the monarchy for leadership, even even though there was a prime minister, then they're still
Right.
looking to the monarchy for leadership. So there was, and then you're also looking for things to take your mind off of the fact that at any moment the world is going to erupt into war. So I remember my mom telling me, you know, she lived in England, she wasn't born yet, but she was born like after World War II. But you know, I remember her telling that the big thing when she lived in England, they would always say, "Oh, well, Prince such and such got the Sound of Music record for his birthday," and so there was a big thing. And then, you know, some of that didn't always infiltrate over here, but the big news like that did. So there was a little bit of interest then. But no, you're right, nowhere near
right.
like.
No, and I'm saying
Diana.
it from the American view, we weren't paying attention until, and then it was the thing. Well, Charles is getting older; he's got to get married. That was the whole buildup. Like he was supposed to get. He's like 30 something. He's like, oh, he needs to get married because
they need an heir.
And then it just went. The focus just went crazy. So that's why we
woman here
as Americans look at it and say, wow, that's, you know.
The Duke of Windsor married the
Duke Wallace Simpson. Yes, Wallace. That's who he married.
That's her name. Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know, there maybe we want to reset a little bit for Clubhouse. I know there are a couple of people that come on.
Yes, Clubhouse. Welcome to Tech Like Weekly with the Tech Divas. We are talking about all things tech and social media and media. Today it's a wrap up of the week, so we kind of got off topic because we had some tech issues. We started talking about the Crown and the British Royal Family. I don't know how but if you know, it's a lively discussion. Fridays is the open day where we just, you know, we free flow and talk about everything. So is Fran okay, or do we, because I'm ready if we want to move on.
We're ready.
Go ahead.
I didn't know if you want to check in with her, but okay. All right,
well,
so
what I'll do is I'll mute myself and I'll check in with her.
Okay,
great.
All right, so this week in this week in social media news for the week, there's a lot of stuff going on, so we need to check in and see. I clicked on something by mistake. My fault. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay, I knew Terry was gonna fix it. All right, so let's start with TikTok. TikTok has added a new music triggered visual effect tool. So what is that? Let's talk about it. So it's TikTok is the thing about TikTok, the app that makes it so fun and engaging, is that when you create videos on using the app, that there's so many editing tools that make it fun and exciting to use. So TikTok says, hey, let's add on some more fun by having some visual effects that are triggered by sound, and they provide new creative options within your clip. So all of this is to keep people watching. You know, I always say the juggling of the balls, or the guy with the monkey with the cymbals and the one man band. So TikTok is saying this is their quote, their statement. They're saying the new effects are powered by real time and interactive music processing technologies. The result is visual movements and transitions that move. I can't get this word out. Synchronous. No.
Yes. Are you synchronous?
Synchronously. I was thinking synchronicity by the Police when I saw the word synchronously to the beat of any song from TikTok Sound Library. So here are the things that they're adding. So it's called Music Visualizer. It will provide an animated background that responds to the beat of the music track. Then they have delayed beats that will synchronize a series of still images to the beat of any song from TikTok Sound Library. The next one is text beats. It will add animated text overlays, which transition in sync with the beat of any song. So you don't have to figure, because right now when people are doing TikToks and have the text, they are doing the synchronization between the song beat and the text popping up. So TikTok said, nope, we're going to cover that for you. Solid beats. This adds vibrant, funky visual effects to your video that synchronize with the beat of any song. And these are descriptions from TikTok I'm reading. So the last one is mirror beats. Aligns display transitions with the beat of any song. Okay, so you'll be able to do your TikTok. You'll be able to add these musical effects that's going to sync to the rhythm of the song and make it easier for you to make these TikToks. You know, the ones where they point and there's music and stuff. It's going to make it easier to do that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So TikTok is finally added their video captions. I think we talked about this before. They were testing it, so it's going to be auto captions for the video, and this is also for people that are deaf or hard of hearing. So it's going to they're saying it's going to be popular, and it's called live caption. So this is their statement: live caption provides real-time captions for audio playing on your device. It works with videos, podcasts, and even phone calls. This will come in really handy if you have a hearing impairment or want to watch a video with the audio turned off. Okay, so those are the two things from TikTok. And let's move on. No, I'm going to leave that one. I think that might trigger some discussions. Yeah, okay. Because I'm thinking, oh, this one might. Don't want to talk about. Nah, I'm not gonna talk about that.
We need discussion.
I gotta put a ton of stuff in, but I'm like, I don't want to talk about it all. Oh, Pinterest. That's where I wanted to go. Okay, Pinterest wants to remind you to be kind online. So they are releasing a new code for creators, a code of conduct, and tools to moderate the comments. So this is what they're saying. They're saying they're releasing this guideline and tools to moderate comments. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. That's creator code. Where's my other thing at? Okay, here it is. Users will be required to agree to the creator code before they post a story, pin, or add other things. So this code outlines such things as being kind, checking facts, and practicing inclusion. So they want this thing called the creator code to highlight how social media platforms are responding to criticism that they're not doing enough to curb online bullying, abuse, and harassment. So this is Pinterest's answer to that. So they'll be releasing these codes, and it's called a positivity reminder if a user is about to post a hurtful or offensive remark. And they're also allowing you to moderate your comments and things like that. So this is what Pinterest is doing. And the other apps are doing this too, that they have things to remind you, before you post the article, do you really want to post that? Those kind of, I call them speed bumps. So Pinterest is just doing their little speed bump to say, be kind online, don't bully and harass, but you really can't stop people from doing it. Okay.
Let me take this.
All right, so
that can't stop the beat.
That's what? We can't stop.
Okay.
You can't stop the beat.
Over here, like over here on what's that? YouTube, you can put the user on timeout.
Yeah, YouTube has a lot of YouTube has a lot of tools for channel owners to stop block words, to stop comments, to stop people from, the repeat offenders. You can block them and everything. So Pinterest is just joining the other ones with, okay, let's be kind. We're moving forward online. We're going to be kind. Okay. All right. So Pinterest also is launching a creator fund to pay influencers. Now, this is a $500,000 fund. It's going to go to small groups of creators from underrepresented backgrounds. And they're saying that this is going to, it's going to be $500,000 in cash and to small groups of influencers throughout this year, 2021, starting with 8 creators who come from underrepresented backgrounds. And then they said they're going to add more people to the program throughout the year. So you see this trend of apps giving out money, because Snapchat was giving out their money for their spotlight tool.
It's an inexpensive way to create content.
Yes, because think about it. They spend that money in ad revenue or whatever. So
and paying actors and employees, etc.
Pay the creators,
production specialists. Yeah, it's cheaper for them to get it direct.
Yeah, pay the creators. So a lot of apps are doing, going that route of paying the creators. Speaking of paying the creators, let's talk about Patreon and I'm trying to find. I got so many. I'm scrolling through my iPad. Okay, here we go. Patreon. Now, if you know, Patreon is the app, the platform that allows you to create a community where people pay to consume your content, and you set different levels of payment. And depending on the level of payment, they get certain amount of perks, or they get certain access to content you create. So Patreon, their valuation is 4 billion this week, because they've raised 155 million in their latest venture capitalist round, their funding round. And we don't talk about Patreon a lot. I have a Patreon account, but I don't really use it. Does anybody have Patreon that they use or want to use? Tachi has one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. What's your feeling about Patreon, and this is obviously a growth marker that they're growing, here to stay.
Yeah, I think that Patreon is becoming very important for creators, because when everybody's creating this content, but now they're looking to monetize their content, and there's no easy way often in app to monetize. So what you have to do is go outside to, and it's not very often that you can actually monetize the stream or the content itself. So there are all these other things. So you're either selling courses, or you're selling books, or you're doing speaking appearances, or selling swag. So all those other ways that you're doing to support this content. So Patreon has become one of those ways, so people can actually subscribe. And then of course you offer special things for your patrons, behind the scenes content, some extra video, so that they feel that they're getting something that the general public who listens to your podcast, watches your live stream or whatever, would not get. So I have one, but I haven't set it up to receive yet, but best trust and believe I am now, because I see the promise of doing that.
Yes, the opportunity is there. And like I said, I have a Patreon. I think because I followed Eileen Smith, and she's had one for a while where she creates content and people consume it, and you pay, you set the fee, a small fee, a middle fee, you set the level. It's like a ladder of a fee that you pay to get certain content. So this is similar to OnlyFans, it's similar to Cameo. So and also I'll mention OnlyFans, that I saw something the other day that I've seen OnlyFans growing out of their whole kind of unsavory reputation that they're getting. That someone I saw that they were doing a pregnancy, something about their pregnancy on OnlyFans. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I see it trying to break out of being the sex worker kind of thing, than trying to, and OnlyFans wants this because it's always better for your app or your business to have a wider audience. So I was like, I thought that was real interesting. And I saw somebody using OnlyFans for something else, and they were using it for something, their pregnancy journey or something about their pregnancy. So I was like, wow, they got people to pay for that. And again, you set the fee. It could be 50 cents, it could be $3, it could be $20, it could be whatever you want. But again, these apps, you have to have a community. These are community building tools.
Okay, can you so I'm sounding okay now?
Yes.
Not
echo? I don't hear us.
Okay. I'm using my AirPods. Okay, so here's what I've discovered. I went into Clubhouse today, and they have a pay.
Exactly. I saw that.
They got a place to pay now, where they're rolling it out. So I don't think we've got it yet, where people can pay you.
Right. It's in beta for those who want to add it to their account. But if a person has it, and you interact with them on Clubhouse, and they tell you, I'm pretty sure they're going to tell you, their CTA to, if you want to tip or however the comments they're going to use, you can pay them without being a part of the beta. You can pay them, but they're using a beta of, a certain amount of people who can activate it on their Clubhouse account. But if you go in the room with them and they, I don't know how they're going to say it, call to action, go to my profile, whatever, you'll be able to pay them without being a part of the beta, which is, again, a part of this community building. People or creators want to get paid, and it's a good thing. I mean, YouTube was the first, I don't know if YouTube was the first, but they, you set up your YouTube channel, and then they have the what is it? The super chat,
super fan,
super chat.
or
When you go live, you do the super chat, and people can pay you. And
right.
They got the
Right.
The process where you put your videos up and you get it through AdSense. You make your money through that part of it. So that's a thing that's growing. So we need to start looking at all of these tools. And like I said, Patreon, that's a signal that things are growing with this Clubhouse also. So you might want to set up a Patreon.
So here's the moral of the story. You better have something worth talking about.
Yes. Thank you, Fran. That's it. When I was talking about community, that was the first part of it. You have to have something that's people want to hear you talk about. And don't go, well, somebody else is talking about my topic, my subject, my business, or whatever. There's room for everybody, because you are going to be you. You are going to bring your personality. You're going to say what you say in the way that you say it. And that's going to connect with some people, not all. So we have to get rid of this attitude of, and I go on and I do something, I want everybody to join, and then you get disappointed when everybody doesn't join. That's not how it's working today. You got to have a niche approach of, I'm going to say this and talk about this subject or this topic, and I'm going to put my spin on it, my flavor, whatever you want to call it, your personality, whatever. And there'll be people that would, and I don't mean you have to, entertain and be a celebrity or do crazy things, or, like some of these, what is it, Jake Paul and those guys are doing. You don't have to do that. There are people that want to hear you talk in a calm voice. There's a guy I just discovered on YouTube, and he does his videos like this. It's his face, and he's talking. He's not doing it, but I love the sound of his voice when he tells the story. So subscribe. As soon as I heard, I was like, boom, subscribe. And I've been watching all his videos and stuff because I like the way he looks, and I like the way he sounds and talks and tells the story because he's a writer. Right. So he's not doing clownish stuff or, stuff in the background and things popping, and there's nothing popping on the screen. So that's what I mean when you have to decide, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be me. And whoever follows you is going to follow you, and be happy with that. And then if you want to grow the community, keep doing what you're doing. And then also, promoting yourself out on other channels. That's how you do it. It's a slow and steady process. I think that's what gets people, that is slow, it's steady. It's not overnight. I'm Beyonce or Kim Kardashian or whoever, any of these celebrities. That's not how it works. So you have to have the patience to do the work over and over, and then build your community, and then that's where the money comes. And that's my opinion.
Well, okay. Well, we got Zeph in the house, and we've got Maureen in the house over here on the live stream.
Hey,
and Zeph says she's so glad to just finally catch us live, because she's on a whole different timeline frame over there.
Hey, Zeph.
You are feeling good today. If you follow Zeph on Facebook, you know what I mean. So hope she's doing good today.
Hey, Zeph.
All right. So any last word on Patreon, or are we going to set up a Patreon or OnlyFans or a Cameo or what? Anybody plan?
Forget about OnlyFans, but I have a Patreon.
Now, I have a feeling about OnlyFans that they're going to
go mainstream
from where
they are going. No, they are going mainstream. You're absolutely right,
yeah,
but it is very difficult to. But it's very difficult to shake the reputation that you have. It's people still associate OnlyFans with shady business. And that's why I was like, you're doing your pregnancy journey on OnlyFans. What kind of fans are you going to get? Even though you're trying to go mainstream, that doesn't happen overnight. So,
and how much are you selling over there?
Well, no, I agree when you say this is what it happens when OnlyFans first came out. That's what it was about. And now when you hear OnlyFans, you think that. So they've got a reputation issue that they got to fix. But I kind of see a glimmer. I don't know how many, because you have other options. You have Patreon. You have like I said, you do YouTube, and you could set up your own thing.
You can Cash App me. I'll set up a separate.
You can just live stream and say Cash App. There's several ways of doing it, but what we were trying to say is that you want to build the community and give valuable content, like Fran said, and then that's when you'll get your dollars. You don't.
Right.
It has to be content that people want to consume.
Correct.
Doesn't have to be I'm entertaining, I'm juggling and all. Just you can be yourself. And like I said, this new person that I started following, he has a Patreon, he has a thing set up when he says on his video, oh, thank you for people are giving him donations and thank you. I was like, people are giving him donations, but he's just there talking. But that's the key to this. That's the beauty of this. You don't have to.
I think this all started on when TikTok was Musically.
Yes.
People were able to give on Musically, and people, I'm talking lots of money the kids were making on Musically before it became TikTok.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it does work. And I would say to what is it, the OnlyFans, they need to change their brand if they're gonna try and go mainstream.
Can we just rename it?
Go ahead.
Just rename it.
But see, they started out with a certain aesthetic.
Audience.
And I don't know if a name change, because every story that reports on it will say it used to be called OnlyFans, and people will go, "Oh, name association, brand association." Like that's what I'm saying.
They're gonna have to start a whole new brand. Just,
I would say start a whole new brand, a whole new app.
You built the ship. Just take it over here.
You have the people that are working on this app. So tell your OnlyFans, tell your people to build a wholesome fans or whatever you want to call it. And then I don't know what you want to call it.
Did you say call it wholesome fans?
Or just don't call it fan dance. Okay.
Something family fan. I don't know. Something that's not OnlyFans. To remove the association with the brand and people thinking.
Okay.
We have a question from Maureen.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Maureen has a question. She's asking, what is a great medium to host a cooking show?
YouTube.
I think yes. And then what was that other place with the recipes?
You can do it on TikTok.
Right.
What was it?
Was it called?
No, there was something on TikTok that you talked about where you can post.
Yes, you put
the recipe.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because my daughter she watched TikTok all the time. There was somebody doing a brownie thing recipe, and it was all the ingredients. She had the recipe posted on TikTok, so you could do it on TikTok. But I say YouTube. Why? Because YouTube has the AdSense. It's also an established brand. It's going to be around as Google. You get connected to the Google ecosystem of search. And I don't know why people don't want to do things on YouTube. We really need to start looking
I don't know, because I love going there to find out how to do stuff.
Yes. And it's my favorite spot, and I know it's Dr. Tachi's favorite thing to watch. It's mine too.
It is. I wanted to add that I would also explore doing Amazon Live.
Yes.
Because if you are in the Amazon affiliate program, which is now the Amazon Associates program, you can actually sell products through there and get a percentage. And you would just be going live talking about, the things that you're cooking, and look, that you're using this pot or this thing that you got from Amazon. So that's a way to monetize as well by checking out Amazon Live. Right now, it's only for iOS, but if you have an iPad or you have an iPhone, it's something to consider.
Yeah, I would say do YouTube and do one of the others also. Like if you want to do TikTok, do the TikTok, or if you want to do the Amazon Live, you decide. But I definitely have the YouTube, because it's like the foundation establishing of establishing your brand. Because Google has been here. It's where people search. It's not going away anytime soon. So you want to build your base there, and then say, okay, I want the TikTok because it's hot app, and then the attention. I'll do a little something on TikTok, and then bring them over to your YouTube if you can. But build the base on YouTube, and then do it with TikTok and then Amazon Live or Instagram. But I wouldn't say let those be your first places, because yesterday Instagram and Facebook went down. And Just not, for a few hours yesterday, but that happens all the time. YouTube, has YouTube gone down?
I've never experienced a YouTube breakdown, but I'm sure it has.
It has, but I mean, that's what I'm saying as far as like your establishment of your, I always think of things in terms of building a house, a garden, fishing. So think about your house. You want to have a stable foundation, right? And then you build your rooms on top of that. So your foundation would be YouTube, and then you put the TikTok room in there, and you put the Amazon Live if you got time, or you do the Instagram room if you've got time. If you've got time. That's the key. You got time. So only because YouTube, you get more. I think you get more from it.
Yeah,
you get more from it. You can do the ad. You get the AdSense dollars, and then if you go live, you get the super chat, and then you can share it out from YouTube, or you can download it and do little clips to TikTok. It's several ways to cut this cake. So that's just my opinion. So.
All right. What else you got for us, TJ?
All right, so let's go on to Facebook. Facebook did a whole bunch of stuff this
my
week.
Gosh. I love my
oh my God. So let's talk about, first of all, this leak of the 533 million Facebook users that hacked that leak. And it wasn't today. It's gone back to, I think, last year. And Facebook said they fixed the leak, but we're just finding about it. So another day, another Facebook kerfluffle, whatever.
So how long has this water been running under my house that I didn't know about?
I don't know.
Backing up my foundation. What's going on? We don't know.
So it was something that was underground, and then it came out private. But Facebook had fixed it before it came out private. And I put I put on my page, if you go to Terry Johnson Online, I put a link there to the story where you can, there's a link you click if you're a part of the hack, and then whatever. But
they'll tell you if you would.
But we've been down this road before, right? Remember Facebook?
Okay, and so therefore you don't tell everything you know about your life online.
Yeah.
That's it. That part right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's all, and it was a big. Everybody was Monday. I'm like, we've been here before. If they've got whatever they've gotten, they gotten before this. So okay, breathe.
But do you have anything that they need to get?
Yeah, I mean, okay. So what did they take here? They took phone numbers, email addresses, birth date, and other personal information. But
okay,
what do we say?
So I'm going to ask this question. So is it a good idea to create a pseudo profile for your online stuff?
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you, if you use Firefox, I use the browser. I use Chrome, but I also have Firefox. If you have a Firefox account, they will give you what's known as an email alias. I think you get 5. So if I sign up with my main email address, I think it's called Firefox Relay. I'm not sure the name of it, but when I go to Firefox and I have the account in my browser, it says, "Oh, okay, you can have 5 aliases." That means it's like a cloaking thing where it's not your real email, but it's an email that works and forwards to your real email.
Okay.
So you can give that out instead of giving your real email address out.
Okay.
So,
and I'm thinking a little deeper than that. So, when you sign up for stuff, they ask you your name, your birth date, Do you necessarily need to give them the stuff that you give to the government to get your car or whatever? I'm thinking not.
Right.
You just need to know who you are.
And when you fill out a form, look for the little star next to the label. Because sometimes they'll put things on a form that you don't have to fill out, or it'll say required or a star or whatever. Just fill that out. Because here's the thing where people are now starting to ask for your phone number so they can text you, but that's not sometimes it's a requirement, sometimes it's not. So I always leave it blank because I'm like, I don't want you texting me for whatever.
Calling.
I wanted that for the important stuff that I want to be a part of.
Right.
So that's one of the forms that's one of the things on the form that you don't have to fill out.
So, like when you sign up for, say, for instance, Gmail, you
Mhm.
sign up, they want your name, your
Yeah.
first name, last name, your birth date, so they can
Mhm.
tell whether or not you're old enough to use the
Right.
product.
Mhm.
And then a phone number in case you need to get back into your
Right. To get in.
whatever.
Mhm.
Um, I have a pseudo person. Okay, what is that when you have a ghostwriter or a
AKA.
what's
A person.
you know, like you like Cyrano de Bergerac or whatever. You had another person.
Nom de
surrogate?
plume.
Yeah, nom de plume, that one.
Oh, no, no.
Yeah.
You need to have one online.
Yes, I agree. Mhm.
Mm.
I have one.
Oh,
I have
okay.
one. It's a
Because
different name, it's a different birth date, it's a different email.
Guys, that is a workshop. Y'all need to have a workshop on that.
But you have to remember it though, because sometimes, like for instance, if you want to get you forget to you need your password or something, you have to remember that fake birthday.
That fake person.
The fake person, the name and the so it's again,
especially
this is a lot to carry. So
especially if you are really anxious about your personal information being out there, okay, put a different person out there.
Yeah, so that's why I was like pretty nonchalant when I heard it. I was like, okay, what can they don't have? What do they have? My email address? I don't check that thing anyway. I don't. I mean, I have trained all my clients to be like, we do Slack. I'm like, if you don't send me a Slack message,
and then and they make it difficult to get back in. I took TJ's advice, and I have two-factor authentication on my Facebook page.
Yes.
I got a new system, and I tried to get in, and I was like, oh, check your authorization because you asked it to turn it on. I was like, okay, where did that go? And I had to figure out how to get back in on a new browser.
Right. But see, here's the key. My suggestion was to use Google Authenticator, because then you can put everything in that one app. So when they ask you for the two-factor authentication, you go, oh, it's in Google, and you pull it up, and the little codes just cycle every few seconds.
Right. And so I'm gonna have to look into Google Authenticator. And I just told him, look, send me a text because I don't know where that went. So
right. So yeah, I'm gonna my Google 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got like 30, 40 things in there.
Right. And that's it's good so that people just don't roll up and start getting in your stuff.
Right. Because here's the deal. Like Twitter has text authentication, which we want to move away from because they had that breach last year with Barack Obama and all those high profile people's Twitter accounts were hacked. That's because they use the text authenticator, which means it texts a code. So if they have access to that, then they can get in. But if you have the app, the Google Authenticator, there's others, but I use Google Authenticator. They can't get that. They can't get that because you have it. It's not a phone number or it's not a text message where they can easily hack that. See?
Okay, I'm pulling something out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
Can we combine our Gmail accounts? Like if you got lots of them?
Yes, there's an app. It's called MailPlane or something. I don't know if it's still around. I have to check. But you can put all of your Gmail accounts into there because I have many Gmail accounts. So I understand what you're saying. You don't want to log in, log out, log in, log out. So I was using MailPlane, but now I use Airmail, and I bring all of my email into there. I have AOL, I have iCloud Mail, I have Gmail, I have Hotmail. They all come into that one app, and I open that, and I get to see all of the email accounts instead of logging in, logging out. So MailPlane is one for Gmail only. Airmail is one for any email address, any Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, on and on.
Okay.
And I have it set up to where when I turn on my computer, the Airmail opens up, and I go and check my mail, and then I ignore it.
That's pretty good because having 20,000 email, I'm looking at
It's a lot.
21,668. You're like, oh my God. And a lot of them,
go ahead.
you just slide through them and you're like, okay, I'll come back, and it's piling up it's like piling that mail on the kitchen table. And I was like, oh, I gotta.
And airmail is Apple only, I believe. Sorry about that.
I think so.
But you can install it on your iPad, you can install it on any Apple device, and it syncs. So
okay,
there is another one for Windows. I can't remember what it is, but there is one for Windows that you can use that brings in all. All right, so are we straight for that? But the email,
yes.
There's a couple more things for Facebook, and then I'm done. So Facebook NPE team, that is their new product. What was it called? Oh yeah, new product experimentation team. They have introduced Hotline. It's their Clubhouse app. Now let's roll it back, because we remember we were talking about they're doing Messenger rooms. They're doing a Clubhouse like thing. So now this is their second Clubhouse product, which is going to be a standalone app, and it's Q&A combined with audio, text, and video elements. All right, so they tested it on Wednesday. It's called Hotline. And now let me I had a whole bunch of notes on it. Let me make sure I get this together. So it's now in public beta testing. It's a web-based application, and it's a mashup of Instagram Live and Clubhouse, as it allows creators to speak to an audience who can then ask them questions through either text or audio. They can also opt to turn their cameras on and off instead of being audio only. So there's some more things in here. Let me make sure I got it.
This is very interesting.
So they have a speaker section where the event host is featured in the profile, and I have a picture. What am I talking about? This is one of the things I wanted to bring up. Let's take a look at it. Let's let's look at it. All right,
I can't wait.
Let me make sure I got the right thing. Oh, hold on, just a second, guys. Let me check my tab. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. Because I had so many.
I hear you.
All right, so hold on. Got it.
No problem.
All right, can we see that, or should I zoom it? I know it's not clear.
Yeah, you can make it a little bigger, but
okay. So let's make it it's not clear. The image itself is not clear from the get.
Okay.
That's why. Okay. Let me bring it there. Can you get a little better sense? So you see the two circles on the left, those are the people that are speaking. The section on the right is the audience. And then there's tools at the bottom where you can ask a question. Do you see that big orange button that says ask a question here?
Yeah.
And then there's some other emoji buttons here on the left. Okay. So the image is not clear. The person that put this up didn't put it up clear, but I couldn't find a clear image. So this is their hotline. See, it says at the top hotline. And then these are the speakers. This is the audience here.
And where is this? Where is this going to be hidden in Facebook? Where?
It's not going to be hidden in Facebook. It's a separate app.
Okay.
Called Hotline.
Now we have talk radio, and we can put somebody in the seat.
Okay, so go ahead.
It looks like StreamYard.
Exactly, with circles.
Right. So it could be, it's a mix. It's a mix of all of them. Then they're saying at the top on mobile or to the left side on desktop. I think this is the desktop view. There's a speaker section where the event host is featured in a round profile icon. So those are over here. The round icons is the host and the speakers.
You know what? This might be a winner. I sort of like the idea of being able to put my butt in a seat and talk to the host.
Did you say this is Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook.
It's an app. It's a separate app.
This is their Clubhouse app. Remember they said they were working on a Clubhouse clone? We were thinking it was going to be the Messenger room, but no, they're just putting that they're just putting Clubhouse features on Messenger rooms. They're actually building the app. This is the app. So this is from Facebook NPE, which is their new product experimentation team.
Is it available in the App Store? Can we see it?
It's not. I don't think it's available yet. It's in beta test. It's beta tested.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So let me give you a little bit more about it. So users can type in their questions, then join the host on stage when it's their turn. Guests are represented by their profile icons or audio only when on stage. But there's a setting to let the listener to toggle on video that certainly wasn't functional for the test, but there'll be an option for video in here. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of moving parts. So they've got the reaction here, the emoji reaction. You know how when we're doing a live, we can have the emojis and they float up on Facebook. That's what that is. Then you want to ask a question, and then the question can be text only or audio, and then there's a video option.
Well, right. now we don't want any members only on video before we see what they got going on.
Let me give you more. Automatically produces recordings. It automatically produces recordings. So after the event, the host will receive 2 recordings of the session, one as an MP3 and another as an MP4. That sounds like Zoom, right? So now they're throwing Zoom into the mix. So
excuse me, who said that?
So the creator can upload these to other networks. So you can actually do an event using Hotline, and then you have the option like Zoom to have 2 files to download, and then you could take those files and upload to YouTube or Instagram or wherever you want to upload.
Wherever you want to put it.
Right, you can edit them down, put them on TikTok. Okay, so let me close this.
This is so special, y'all.
So what do you think?
Okay, it is. So is it available for iOS and Android?
It's beta testing. It didn't say that they were doing on iOS or audio Android only. It doesn't say that. It just said that it is available on desktop. So I'm thinking because Facebook is available on both platforms that they didn't do that, iOS only. They didn't do that. But it is available on desktop. So that's where the StreamYard, the Zoom factor comes in, because this is what they want to do. They said they want to understand how interactive live multimedia Q&A can help people learn from experts in areas like professional skills, just as it helps those experts build their business. This is the quote from the MPE. So they've been testing these things, and they want to see what happens. So they're saying hotline events can only be started by the beta test now, but anybody can join in if they're if you're following that person or they invite you or whatever. So you don't have to have hotline, but you can join a hotline event.
Okay.
So I'm looking. So right now it's audio only, but they do have the option for the video. So it's going to be a mishmash of, Instagram. So we're saying Zoom, we're saying StreamYard, we're saying Clubhouse, we're saying Instagram Live. They're mashing it all up into one.
So it's going to be the top 10 hits.
They're taking the best of everything. So that's why Zuckerberg was going to Clubhouse and like sitting back and watching and going over here. And I'm pretty sure they see StreamYard and Restream and all the other live streaming apps. And they're taking the best.
This might be a winner. I'm thinking this might be a winner. It reminds me of what's that, folks? Does anybody remember Vocal or whatever?
Vocal. It's still around.
It seems like this is easier.
It is.
You know what I mean? And because they have the skeleton out there from Facebook, they probably just walk right across it and bam, here we are.
So this is it's called Hotline. Is from their new product team and is in beta testing. So people are using it. So if you get invited, you'll be able to join. You just won't be able to start one.
Okay, so here's what's happening. It said, I went over there to, I know how, anyway, you can get on the wait list.
Okay.
I wonder where that came from.
The wait list?
Excuse me.
And it says, is only currently available in the US, and you got to put a phone number in. I wonder who, anyway. Then I got to verify my phone number. Well, that
See,
probably is not going to happen.
Go ahead,
boy.
go ahead.
Keep going. Well,
No,
so this is all very interesting, but are we surprised? So to the
No.
actual technology, the technology part of it, it looks like it could actually be something. I think the key thing is drawing people over there because, okay, we know this is Facebook, but this is now a separate app. So now I'm needing to sign up for a separate app. It's one thing when this is already a part of an app that I'm already using, for example, like Facebook, but are they going to be able to get people that are disciples of Clubhouse to really come over here? Because if you ask me, that's really their thought. Their thought is always to engulf, never to exist side by side by other platforms. They want to engulf.
Let's call it what it is. To steal.
To steal, exactly. To absorb. If they can't buy you, they try to, obliterate you. So, is somebody going to do the, never mind the privacy problems that Facebook has had, never mind all of that. The hack that just happened. Never mind all of that.
57.
Yes. I mean, we would be here till next week. Yes. We could be here till next week discussing everything that is wrong with privacy Facebook wise. But my main concern is this something that some people would gravitate toward? We'll play with it because we're all techies and we love that kind of thing. But is this something that an average person who may have already formed something on Clubhouse, for example, are they going to go for this? Because remember, Facebook is friends and family still. Right. Are they still going to think friends and family?
We talked about that last week. Remember, we were in the room and we met Teddy from the UK. And when we met Teddy from the UK on Facebook, No. And see, this is my thing. People that like Clubhouse, we like Clubhouse. They're going to stick with Clubhouse. You're right. They're not going to wander off to Facebook, the Death Star. Hey, come over. We got this Clubhouse. No. Some will go. The people who aren't on. Remember, Android is still not on Clubhouse. So they're
after a year, I don't get it.
Right. Those people they're gathering those people.
So we'll see how this goes.
So you install it. Request. I mean, the wait list. You're on the wait list.
We're on the wait. BizChicks is on the wait list, and then they asked us to host a show, and we will reach out via text to confirm if we're able to schedule your show. Okay, we'll see.
Okay.
Will you put the link for where to go there?
Oh,
is there a specific
hotline.co.
Oh, you go to you don't sign up through.
Oh,
okay.
Hotline.co. I'll put it in the chat.
Right, because it's separate from Facebook.
Right. That's the thing I was looking for. I was like, oh, don't go to Facebook trying to find it.
No. Because remember, we already said Facebook is putting this into groups, their messenger rooms. They're putting the Clubhouse like features in there. But they're also making a separate app. Right. They're making a separate app for
which is probably the best thing anyway.
Right, because if it's a separate app, then you're not in the California hotel. You're kind of outside.
Yeah, you're not.
And you get away from the members only brand.
Like I said, Zuckerberg, they got so excited. Oh, Zuckerberg's in Clubhouse. I'm like, he ain't here to stay.
He's not here to be your friend. That's the thing.
Oh, Elon Musk is in Clubhouse. Elon is here to stay. Oh,
they are spies. Look, they have their own things going on. They thought, and then this is the funny thing that killed me. Everybody on Club, there were like 10 rooms on Clubhouse after these individuals came on to discuss the fact that they were over here, and so they're here to spy.
They was here to spy. Listen, Mark Cuban was on in the early days. He got his own competitor. He has his own app that he built, and I forgot the name of it.
Sure does.
He was
to spy.
To spy.
And that's okay. You have to expect that.
Yeah, they were getting so excited. Oh, Mark Zuckerberg. I was like, you think Mark Zuckerberg is going to hang out on Clubhouse? A competitor?
That was the one and only time he's going to be. He's not coming back because he's trying to build his own stuff.
With his own, I'm looking for himself. And then he goes to his people, his developers, and said, and they made it. That's it. That's it. All right. So one more thing from Facebook. The Portal TV now supports Zoom, so you can, if you have a Portal and you want to do a Zoom meeting, you can do it through your Portal device.
Say that again.
Portal TV.
Oh, that little.
Okay.
Oh,
try to say that again, TJ.
The Portal TV. Portal TV now supports Zoom. You can take your Zoom meetings using the Portal TV.
Is there an extra fee for Portal TV?
It doesn't say, but let me go to the Verge, because this is from the Verge. I'll put the link in.
Device, guys.
Okay, here it is. Portal TV is an accessory that brings wide angle video chats to the biggest screen in the house. That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay. So
you don't have to have the device, right?
Oh,
I don't have a Portal.
I don't either. And so, what did it say? I'm confused. Okay, so
they're not talking to us,
right? Right. So they're saying plug Portal into your TV using the HDMI port, sign into your Facebook account, and you can make calls using Messenger and WhatsApp. That's what they're saying. And it's a little device. I can't show you the link, but go to theverge.com. I'll put the link in if you're really interested in this Portal TV.
Okay, back to Hotline just for a second. You still have to log in with Twitter.
Oh, really?
You do. It verifies you through Twitter. I just looked at it and did the process.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, they copied big time.
Yeah, but I call it Frankenstein, and they took a little bit here, and a little bit there, and a little bit there, and a piece of that, and a piece of that, and they made Frankenstein.
It's almost comical.
It is comical. Facebook is the Death Star.
Master of none.
And with that will be. Go ahead.
They have all of this in messenger rooms. This is messenger rooms. Okay, all they did was take messenger rooms and took it outside of Facebook.
And added Frankenstein stuff on it.
Yes.
That's all they're capable of. See, you all are acting like they are this big company that is innovative. They are not. They have not innovated anything since Facebook started in 2004, and he didn't even innovate that, because remember, that's why they were in court. So when you start off not knowing anything, you finish not knowing anything.
Right, because they got this from some dude who created the app TBH that was acquired by Facebook in 2017 and shut down not long afterwards. So Eric Hazard, who created that app, is the one who's doing this.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. And that's this week in social media news. Thank you very much.
Let's get to Tachi, because I need some entertainment. Okay. Doc.
Well, welcome everybody over here on the Facebook Live side, the YouTube side, and also Twitter. Are we live on Twiter? I think Twitter and and also everybody
and
here
Hotline,
on Clubhouse.
Well, I did before you dive in.
Yeah.
Are we still Twitter or Periscope? What the heck is happening?
I don't know.
It's Twitter. You're on Twitter.
You're
using the Twitter API.
Okay.
Periscope, the app is gone. The app is gone, but it's still there if you still have it. You can't get it if you're, as a new account. But it's if you haven't removed it, it's still there.
Oh, okay.
Until they decide to get rid of that.
But because you don't know if you're live on Twitter, because some of the things
you are. But see, when we had Periscope, you were always live on Twitter, because when you connected
in
to
your
Twitter,
feed,
it pushed to Twitter. So we were always live on Twitter.
It just said it was, sometimes the video says it's not available.
I've seen that, friend. That was something going on with them. That was the sign that they were getting ready, to remove Periscope. But it's there. It's there now. It's fixed.
All right, Dr. Tachi.
It's a little too limbo for me right now. I need them to come out with a strong statement of what Twitter is actually going to do.
Yeah, they didn't explain anything.
No explanation. They just go on because I said so. You know, like when your mother said, "What?" Because I said so. That's what Twitter is doing right now. No explanation.
Over to Twitter, but they could have said that. You're
live
on Twitter.
Too much like right. Nope.
Periscope is now Twitter Live. Just say it.
But see,
make an announcement.
Yeah, they're not saying it because in their mind they always knew that connection, but share it with us.
But I think they're also not saying it because are you getting ready to get rid of it? So you know, honestly, if they were going to put resources into it, they would have made a big deal on their blog or otherwise of making an announcement about this. And they have said nothing. Periscope ended and there's no smooth transition or announcement about this. So are you pivoting or are you ending this? Didn't we see the same with Vine? I digress. Sorry.
And that was a major mistake with Vine.
Yes.
Huge. Huge.
Okay. And now media news.
And now in media news, welcome everybody also on Clubhouse. Thank you so much for being here. So I have, you know, I like to, when I can, tell you about some events that are actually coming up. So I need to pull this one up in terms of what I'm doing with this. So NAB show, you know, you guys know I talk about the NAB show all the time. The National Association of Broadcasters does the largest show of new media technology in North America and arguably the world. So it's new media technology and entertainment, basically. And it's held every year, you know, well, for the past 2 years, it's been held online. But they do an NAB show. The large show is usually in Las Vegas, attracts over 100,000 participants from all over the world. And they do a smaller one called the NAB Show New York, which I actually attended both virtually this year. So I happened to, on Clubhouse, meet somebody in one of these TV rooms that was that works for NAB. And so I was talking, and then I was on the stage, and she was talking. We were all talking together, and she messaged me on Instagram. And we started talking. And it turns out that she works for the NAB, and they're putting together something called the NAB Show Premiere, April 12th through 23rd. And so what it is, I'll give you a little description of what it is. It is an event. They have a new platform called NAB Amplify, and this is going to showcase top brands in media and entertainment through first ever product reveals, curated educational offerings. So there will be sessions, also unique networking opportunities and industry achievement presentations. So it's actually going to be cool. So there'll be announcements from Sony, Panasonic, Grass Valley, and more. Zack Snyder's Justice League editors, because you know, you've all heard about the Snyder cut of the Justice League.
Yes.
A movie. Okay. So Jackson editors are going to be there to discuss the creative process. They're going to look at the state of streaming, a 1-year look back at the broadcasting amid the pandemic, and a whole bunch of other things. So, and they're also going to talk about HD radio. So for people that are into this whole podcasting, broadcasting, Clubhouse thing, audio, this is the year of audio, people. So this is something I'm not sure if it's free, but you can register by going to amplify.nabshow.com. So again, amplify.nabshow.com, and you can register for that, because there are also great articles and things. And so I have been tapped to lead 4 of the networking sessions for this Amplify show next week. Yeah, so I wanted to tell you which one. So if anybody wanted to come and network, and they're really in great networking sessions around topics so that people can come and share and network. And so I was like, see, Clubhouse is good for something. I got to do this, and I am an NAB stan. So let me really quickly go. I meant to pull up this email so that I could tell you exactly where I am going to be. So I am actually on Monday. I will be talking from 1 to 1:30. We're doing a session, and it's neat because they're like different circles, right? And they're different circle topics you could go to. I'm leading broadcast from 1 to 1:30. We'll be talking and networking about broadcast. Also on Tuesday from 1 to 1:30, we'll be talking and networking around live production. So this may be something good for you all to come to. Thursday will be content creation that I'll be leading. And then Friday will be streaming. So all stuff up my alley, and I'll be doing that. Yeah. So please check it out again, amplify.nabshow.com. Come on, I'll be leading these sessions, and I'm like so overjoyed because NAB, I've been a stan ever since when did I go to my first NAB conference? It had to be like 2009 or 2010. So I've been going ever since then, and I love it. So
okay.
Yes, so check that out. We would love to have you.
Now, Doc, a question. Over here on the Amplified, nabshow.com, where you can register, they have a search bar. If we're looking for you, what name are you under, or are they under the titles of the workshops?
I think it's under the titles of the workshops. Okay. Because we just solidified, so I don't know if they've put me in there
your name in there yet.
Okay. Right, but I am in the system already because I'm a member. So if you find me, you may, and you put my name in, Chitachi Egwu, it may populate those networking sessions. Yeah, so try and see.
There's a graphic for and you click it. There right below the search bar. There's a it says NAB show premiere April 12th to 23rd. View full schedule. There's a pink button, and when you click that view full schedule, you go into it and you see the dates and things.
Right. So yeah, just check it out more. Again, I had the conversation with her like last week, and I'm still learning more about this. This is a new thing that they're doing, and I'm really excited. So if more people can attend and come on board, I'm all for it, because we need to know about what's happening in broadcasting, media, and entertainment, because it constitutes such a large part of our economy, believe it or not. So yeah. And so I'm going to move on from that. But just in case you didn't know, the National Association of Broadcasters is the group that also lobbies in Washington. So they're also a lobbying group, the lobbying arm of the broadcast industry. So whenever you hear all these things about the new broadcast standard, for example, ATSC 3.0 is the new broadcast standard that everybody is trying to go to. Though that's NAB that's lobbying for these types of things. So just so that you know, it's they do all this stuff, but they're also the lobbying arm for the media industry. So, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Spotify and Joe Rogan. If you don't know, Joe Rogan made this mega deal last year with Spotify. He is a podcaster, if you don't know who he is, for the Joe Rogan Experience. And Spotify has now deleted 42 episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience from their from the archives, right? Now, I thought this was interesting because of this, and I'll get into why it was interesting. So one of the latest episodes that was deleted was first reported by Digital Music News Tuesday, was episode number 411 with Bulletproof Cafe founder Dave Asprey. Now, this originally aired in 2013, but it's now unavailable to Spotify listeners, bringing the total of episodes that this individual, Dave Asprey, was in to 3 that have been deleted overall. Now, it's not clear exactly why the episodes have been purged according to the Wrap, but there have been some things pointed out. One explanation is that Asprey, they say, quote, frequently backs controversial anti-aging and scientific theories, including claims that bulletproof coffee is extremely healthy while other coffee brands are not. So he also claimed, this Asprey, that he will live to the age of 180 at minimum, thanks to his unconventional diet and lifestyle approach.
100 and what?
80. 180. This is his claim.
Because of the coffee? This
because of his unconventional lifestyle, and I'm sure the coffee is somewhere in there.
Okay.
So there's also another episode, number 149, which featured different comedians, several comedians like Al Midriel, Brian Redband, and Felicia Michaels. And in this episode, it was recorded live at the Ice House in Pasadena. And it's unclear why it's been pulled. So again, this brings the number to 42. This is interesting and troubling at the same time because so there were a few episodes that they didn't want on their platform. So this is interesting because it's like, all right, now that he has this multi-million-dollar deal with Joe Rogan, are they then able to dictate, well, we don't want this and we don't want that? Does that, and again, if you're in somebody else's house, yes, you do have to play by those rules. But where does this leave us? Those of us that have a podcast on Spotify, can they then go in and decide, this doesn't really align with what we like, so we're going to pull episode A, B, C, and D. That's why I thought this was interesting, because I understand they have a multi-million-dollar deal with him. But what about, and they can dictate, but if you think about it, we're using their platform to put our message out there. Can they then dictate, we don't really like the content of this episode and we're going to need you to pull it down? So that's where I'm going with this. It doesn't necessarily mean they'll go that way, but it is a cause for pause.
Well, the light is showing that that's something they could do. They've shown their hand. Okay, we don't like something, so we're going to take it down.
Absolutely.
And also with this, he was making health claims. There's that FDA, you have to walk a fine line with products that you cannot make health claims. There's something with the FDA and health claims. So I think that plays a big part in it. But of course, there's also the part where, pulling it down because of something.
Well, it's going to be hard to test that with the FDA 180 years.
Right.
Be a little while before you can get that product approved.
So you can't. The FDA is real strict with that about health claims. That it cures this, it cures that. Nope. FDA.
Exactly.
Well, and, somebody needs to be around at 180 to make sure that it happens. So the FDA may not be there.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
I'm just agreeing with Fred. I'm like, that's gonna take a minute.
And see, I was thinking back to, remember last year when a certain someone said to drink bleach, blah, blah. That's the whole health claim where the government is like, whoa, wait a minute, you can't say this and you can't say that, but it didn't censure this person and they were supposed to. So that's where we end up with this bulletproof coffee guy. So,
and I do understand. Go ahead.
Right. No.
But I think she also made reference. Dr. Tachi made reference to some comedians too. So maybe they said something outlandish. Yeah. I don't know. But the point is, do they have the right to pull down your content?
Right.
Is the question.
Yeah.
If they don't agree with it.
Where's the line and who set the line?
Well,
and I mean, this is kind of like Facebook. This is their platform.
I don't know. Was somebody yelling fire in the theater? I mean, 180 years is a big claim. And I don't know
it is a huge claim.
Say.
Yeah, right. But I think it's just the fact that they can say, we want you to take this down is the issue. Regardless of whatever the content was, we want you to take this down.
So there's some more. I'll give you some more things for more context. So yes, so there are other installments that have been taken down, including 4 episodes featuring comedian Chris D'Elia, who was recently accused of having sex with and soliciting more than 100 nude photos from a 17-year-old girl, as well as episodes with Gavin McInnes, Eddie Bravo, Alex Jones, and Mio Yiannopoulos. So, these are all kind of, not even kind of, they're controversial figures. And
Yeah.
I think so. So here's the thing. Regardless if I agree with, definitely not a stan of Alex Jones or that Milo, whatever his name, Yiannopoulos. I'm not a fan. Milo.
Yeah, whatever the heck his name is.
I don't even know who these people are, but I'm gonna assume that they are not certified by Dr. Tachi, therefore they are not
at all. Let's call them Twitter trolls, basically.
Okay.
But they lean towards the conservative side, and that's not necessarily why.
That's why I haven't heard about them. Okay,
but they have outrageous claims, and they say outrageous things for effect, if you ask me, because they have nothing else. So I think the thing is that they're trying to, they're always trying to preserve relationships with advertisers. Let's be real and let's be clear. At the end or the close of business, they are trying to preserve those business relationships. And if they've made this huge deal with Joe Rogan and he has questionable content, that threatens to erode relations with any business partners that they may have. So I think that, I think that's part of it as well. The thing is also, if it doesn't matter what it's their house and you kind of have to play by their rules. I do understand that. But, my thing is, to Francine's point, the bigger thing is, where does that stop? It's been, people have said outrageous things, but where does that stop? Who decides what's outrageous? Who, it's the age-old thing of indecency, right? They've had the hardest time, the Supreme Court has had the hardest time determining what is indecent, with all these art installations and things like that.
Driving me to drink.
I'm sorry. But what determines indecency? So it's a huge philosophical question that is very difficult to answer. But my original thought was like, well, if he does this with them, or he does this with him, who else would Spotify do this with? Would this affect us as smaller podcasters? So that was just my question with this. Yeah. So I'm going to keep going, because I only have a few more stories, and we're coming really close to time.
What can we learn from this? We don't want to mess around with 17-year-olds. Go ahead.
There you go. You should. Why would? That's a whole other conversation.
Let's not even touch that bomb.
Coming to America 2 has repeated as Nielsen's streaming leader. So it has become the first feature film to hold the top spot in the rankings in consecutive weeks. It's the first Amazon title to finish first in Nielsen's overall streaming rankings in the week of March 1st through 7th. A week later, it became the first feature film from any of the 4 streaming platforms Nielsen regularly measures to repeat as number 1. But it fell by about 45% week to week. But it topped March 18th through 14th with 770 million minutes of viewing time, and that's equivalent to 7 million final runs of this movie. Right. I'm sorry, not full runs of this movie. So it also held a commanding lead over the number 2 movie of the week, which is Netflix's Yes Day. They had 402 million minutes. So that's interesting. I don't know if you all saw Coming to America 2. Did any of you see it? And what
I did.
What were your thoughts?
I like number 1.
Okay.
So to be clear with the answer, the story when they wrote the story, it seemed like it could have played out
more.
It seemed like it didn't. The first one gave you the story, the backstory of what was happening a little better. This one just like, okay, you guys did not think this out a whole lot, did you?
It was a risk. It was a big risk because the original Coming to America is such a huge cult hit and holds a dear place in the heart. I watch the movie every week, know all the lines, and I am never tired of that movie.
You can watch it over and
over and over, and I find new things. And then my sister, she's in New York and I'm in South Florida, so we're like, Coming to America's on, and we're on the phone talking about it the whole time. It is just a cult classic and so beloved that they were going to have an uphill battle creating something that original fans were going to love anyway, and then to be able to connect this new generation who did not know the original Coming to America with that. And I don't think they succeeded. I think they tried very hard, but it in no way touches the magic of the original Coming to America, which is why I was so shocked that it was like the number one for, you figure people see it and it's like, all right, I'm done. But no, more are still coming.
Pandemic. Let's say pandemic.
Well,
right.
And I'm thinking there are other people who figured out that it was on, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna sit down and finally watch it. Maybe those waves were coming in.
Me.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I had plans and I forgot about it, and now that you mention it, I'm going to watch it.
And I'm not going to say that it was terrible. I'm just going to say
different.
Rarely does the sequel stand up to the original.
Okay,
it's like meh. So I can watch Coming to America over and over. This I cannot. I saw it once and I'm good. So that lets you know. And I've heard the same from many others. That. That's just like, I like the first one, like the way that Fran said it. That's what did you think? Well, I like the first one without really saying the second one was terrible. And it wasn't like it was deplorable, but
it wasn't.
Part of the problem. I don't want to put it on him. They did have two of the original writers. I can't remember their names, but Kenya Barris was the third writer. I think the lead writer. He's a television person.
Yeah, I wouldn't choose. I
wouldn't have selected Kenya Barris.
Yeah, I'm not.
I would have.
I love Black. I'm just not a fan of him. Of his, he had the Netflix. He had the Netflix show, and I was like, "What is this?"
What is it called?
Something AF, black AF, or I don't know what is it. I watched.
Oh, Black AF.
I like black. I like Blackish. I like mixish.
Right, I like them too. But
oh, it's gonna be great. And then I saw his Netflix thing. I was like, "What is this?"
Wonderfulness.
Writer. He is a TV writer. Yeah, and I don't know, and I don't want to pigeonhole him, but sometimes when you've honed your skills in one area, it's really difficult to stretch your wings into another area. So I'm going to put it off on that, and the fact that you've been tapped for a very beloved movie. There was a lot on your shoulders, so I wouldn't be surprised if you failed.
And the Blackish is 30 minutes or 22 minutes or whatever they are writing versus the whole movie.
Absolutely.
And that's what it felt like in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like they rushed through the whole, I was like, I felt like they were in a hurry.
2 minutes are good. And then Kenya was like, whoa, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep pedaling. Yeah.
So that's it with that. I'm going to really quickly, because we're at time, give this big story that came down that Netflix has struck a deal for a Sony theatrical slate. That's like all over the industry papers today. So they're really signaling that they are still in the business of licensing content from the major studios. Yesterday, Netflix announced a deal with Sony Pictures Entertainment to acquire exclusive first pay window rights to Sony theatrical titles, starting with the studio's 2022 slate. It's an undisclosed sum, so we don't know, but that's big news.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I have for you today. I yield my time.
Well, I want to ask you this, Tachi, because we can't ignore this. Amanda Gorman and Vogue. Do you have any comments about that?
Yeah, I was wondering what took you so long, Vogue. She is the epitome of what Vogue is. The thing with legacy publications like Vogue is that there tends to be a reliance on the industry the way it was and is currently, right? Or they perceive it to be currently, not what the future is. And Amanda Gorman is the future. I think that people who are interested in fashion, and Vogue has done this, but they're not just interested in fashion. Fashion is not just fashion in and of itself. It indicates a community's and a person's livelihood through uniforms, for example. It is the major employer of people that live in New York City, whether they're making fasteners for things or they're actually designing. So this is a major part of our livelihood and our life. So it's part and parcel of other things in life. The fact that Amanda Gorman came on wearing a yellow Prada coat to speak, that says something. That is indicative not only of fashion and that Prada and the designer, it's indicative of the fact that people of color, particularly Black people, have always used clothing to express who they are. And I don't understand why they didn't do it sooner, but okay. I'm guessing you already had everything laid out. I'll accept April, but I would have rushed in January to get her in there somehow. But I think it was beautiful. And I have to actually go and read the article, but just the cover, beautiful.
The layout is beautiful. It's gorgeous. Guys, you got to go check it out. Yeah, I mean, over there, she's got some nice pictures online. If you go to Vogue, you'll be able to see it. So I just thought that was interesting.
It was.
And
Thank you for bringing that up.
Such a nice note to close on. You know what I mean? Something positive and beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like the fact that she's not over made up, because it says to my granddaughter, look, who you are is gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? So I like
you
that
are
part
enough.
too. Yes.
Nice. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you all back here on Monday with Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations here and in the clubhouse. And we're going to have some fun. TJ, you can find her everywhere online. At Terry Johnson online. You can find Dr. Tachi just about everywhere.
Terry, did somebody's muted, so people in Clubhouse can't hear.
I touched my phone. I was trying not to touch it, and I picked it up because I had it somewhere, and I touched it. So let me put it back. Sorry.
Everybody who's here live and on Clubhouse, we will be back on Monday. Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations with all of us and all of you. And thank you for tuning in. And TJ, anybody got final words?
No, have a good weekend.
I'm going to tell everybody to remember to go to the front of your own line. And we'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.